Hi everyone, my name is Professor Benjamin and I will be your instructor for this 10-week online course. The purpose of this video is to just give you some insight into my expectations for you for this course and to kind of give you a little bit of a layout of the Canvas course. So as you log into Canvas, hopefully you will see this course pop up. If this course does not show up in your, you wouldn't be listening to me if this course doesn't show up. But if you happen to be dropped from this course, then this video and your entire course will go away from you, will not be able to be seen from you in Canvas. So if that happens, if you're in one day and then the next day you log in and you can't see the course, that's because you were dropped for some sort of financial aid reason. Of course, also, if you do not submit work for one full week in this class, you could also have the potential of being dropped by me. So make sure that you are always submitting work in this class. So here's how the course is set up. Here is the home page of the course. Here is some information that, of course, you're going to want to read. These are the learning outcomes for this course. Here are additional it kind of gives you just an idea of how the course is set up. So we have quizzes each week, we have forum posts, and we have a midterm and a final exam. Okay, so you want to make sure you read through here. Of course, the first thing you always want to read through when you begin a course is the syllabus. The syllabus contains all of the information for the course. It contains the ISBNs for the textbook, as well as giving you the choice of using a previous version of the textbook, so you want to open that. You're also required to watch 2 films in this course, so Fed Up and Gasland 1 or Gasland 2, so you can pick either one you would like to watch, but you are also required to watch those films. The textbook is required, so students always say to me, do you think I can succeed without the textbook? Of course, there's always students that can succeed without the textbook, but I highly recommend the textbook. I think it's really important for you to have the textbook. The quizzes each week are based off of the textbook, and some of the exam questions are based off of the textbook. So I think it's really important for you to have some version of the textbook. Okay, and if you need any other information about the textbooks, it's right here, but it's also found on the syllabus, so you want to make sure you read that. So the biggest tool we're going to be using, the announcements, is a very important tool. That's a tool that I will send out announcements weekly, so I send out weekly roundups to you. They could be in this format, which is video format, or they could be just typed out roundups. The roundups, make sure that you read them because they contain information for the midterm and the final exam. They also kind of give you some housekeeping items, etc. Under that is the modules tool. The modules tool is located right here. This is the tool you'll probably be using the most in this course. If you look here, the first page is the course information session. So if you look here under this module, you'll see there are instructions for the course, directions on how I would like you to make an initial post, and directions for how I would like you to make a response post to a fellow classmate. Okay, and then here is screenshots in case you're not sure of how to do that. If this is your first time online course, sometimes students have questions about that. Right here is how you would use the grades tab. So I made a short little video to help you. A lot of students will reach out to me partially through the semester and say, hey, do you think I have a chance of passing this course? And I will say to you, please go see the video under the course information session titled How to Use the Grades tab. So this short video will be able to help you do that. Here is a document on how to cite references. You're definitely going to need that because in an initial post and response post in this class, I do require referencing of sources. And then right here is a Starfish student guide. If you look over here, Starfish is over here. This is how we flag students. We refer students. We'll reach out to you at both 20% and at 50% attendance. Sometimes I reach out before that, but that's an important tool for you to know how to use. So I will get back to how all of this is structured. I'm going to leave the student view right now because this is what you'll see. But if you look here, you'll see here, this is what we will cover week 1. And if you look here, there's under each session, there is a description. So this is a wonderful thing to read. It gives you a little background information about what we're going to cover during that session. You'll see here is always the PowerPoint that's related to it. Make sure that if you would like to, you should open the PowerPoint in PowerPoint. If you open the PowerPoint in PowerPoint, below each slides are notes, and they can help you decipher what the slides mean. They also go along with the chapter reading. And then there's usually some sort of additional either readings or or videos, etc. And so you want to, of course, make sure you read through those. And then comes the form for each session. Now, in this class, because it is a 10-week class, the first week we only have one initial post due. But for the next 3 or 4 weeks, we have 2 initial posts due each week. And the reason we have that is because this is a 10-week course, so we need to catch up. We need to cover a couple more topics because we need to catch up what a 15-week course would be. So just because it's a 10-week course doesn't mean we just give away 4 more weeks of the semester. No, we actually double up at some point. So you want to make sure you take that into account and check out the last page of the syllabus, which has a due date outline. So make sure you do that. A couple things about all the forums. All forums in this class, the initial posts are due by Tuesday, and the response posts to those forums are due by Thursday each week. So you want to make sure that your initial post is always due by Tuesday. And you also want to make sure you've read this document as to what my requirements are for initial posts. Initial posts in this class are supposed to be at least 300 words. They have paragraphs, they have citations, they're very factually based. No I statements, no personal feelings. Unless the question actually asks you that, how do you feel? The questions are more geared towards more factual basis. So make sure you look at that information. And all response posts in this class, which will always be due by Thursday, have to be at least 200 words. And they have to agree, disagree, and explain why with your fellow classmate. So you definitely want to take a look at these documents. Really important. So remember, each week your forum post is due by Tuesday, response post due by Thursday, I apologize. And then, of course, you always have a quiz due by Sunday. Now, there will be certain sessions you do not have a quiz, but you'll notice that. So, for example, under session 2, you do not have a quiz due. And that's because there's no specific chapter reading that's related to Tragedy of the Commons. The most important document under Tragedy of the Commons is this document right here by Garrett Hardin. So you'll see that, and I of course will send up a roundup after the first week explaining what the expectations are for week 2 of the course. So you'll see, this is how I like to have everything set up. Everything's very organized. So if you can work your way through each session, then you'll make sure you do not miss any of the information. So you have introduction forums, you have forums due each week. Sometimes you have 1, most of the time you have 2. You have quiz due most of the time each week. And then we're going to have a midterm and a final exam. The midterm and final exam are all essay questions. I actually give you the midterm and an exam questions beforehand because I want to grade you based upon your actual responses to the questions. So midterm and final exams, you'll see under specific sessions, there'll be a review for the midterm and the final exam. You want to make sure you print that out, and then you could type out your answers before the midterm and final. As always, I'll send out a video before that explaining how to study and how to prepare for the midterm and final, but this just gives you a little bit of a taste of how the midterm and final exam are set up. So they are all essay format. You are given the questions beforehand, and you're actually really graded on your responses. And so that's important to remember. Okay, so this is really just the mainstay of how the course is set up each week. You have initial posts, response posts, quizzes, midterm, final exam. And if you look on that last page of the syllabus, you'll actually see, so right here, I'm going to click on the syllabus and open it in Word. Oh no, what happened? Why is it not there? Oh. I'll make sure I fix that if that's the issue. But I think there should be right here. Fall 19 should be the syllabus right here. And I'll open that. I'll fix that later. It looks like I still have the old syllabus up there, which is a problem. So here we go. So here's the syllabus. It's going to open in Word. It is a significant syllabus. I have a lot of information in here, and I'll walk you through it. So here we go. Here's the syllabus. So we'll walk you through. Here's my instructor information. My office hours are listed on here. You're more than welcome to reach out during office hours. My phone number in my office is really a hairy phone. It's not the best phone. So the best way to actually contact me is through Canvas email. Now you're going to say, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? So if you're right here, you can click over here on my inbox and you can actually select the course and who I am and then just type an email to me. And that way it's best because it comes up with your class section and I'll be able to identify what your question is in a more timely manner. So here is the syllabus. You're going to read through some information. If you have a Center on Disability request, please please reach out to me as soon as possible so I can give you your accommodations. Whatever your accommodations are, I'll try and meet those accommodations. Here's the course description and course outcomes. Here's the information about the text. So you'll see that I'm going to use this text for the course, but you can always use a previous version of the text and still be able to succeed. Here is an image of the film that you're required to see, as well as here's Gasland 1 or Gasland 2. I'm just showing you images so you have an idea. If you're looking for the film, you'll know what to look for. And then here are deadlines. Of course, I am very strict about deadlines, so you want to make sure that you're always meeting your deadlines. I do not give credits for individuals that have submit work after the deadlines. You'll notice the drop date for the course is November 25th. And you'll see here's how I'm going to grade you. The midterm and final are worth 25% of your grade, quizzes are worth 20% of your grade, and forum posts are worth 30% of your grade. But if you look here, you do receive 3 lowest quizzes and 3 lowest forum posts. Your midterm and final do not count towards quizzes. So 3 quizzes will be dropped, 3. So technically you can miss 3 sessions of information and still do well in this course. So I do not give extra credit for this reason. I also do not give extensions for this reason. So if something comes up in your life that maybe throws you out of whack that week, you can use this as a, just don't do the work, and then you'll just receive a 0, and hopefully they'll be your lowest grades for the semester and they'll be dropped. So take that into account. And then if you look down here, you'll notice here's the tentative course outline. Most of the time I cover this outline, but you'll see week 1 we have 1 initial post due. Then week 2 we have actually 2 initial posts due and a quiz. Week 3 you have to watch the film fed up for the following week, so you want to make sure you get the film right away fed up. And you'll see here you have 2 initial posts and you'll have another quiz. October 21st, you have 2 initial posts, 2 response posts, and that quiz, 2 quizzes due. So you have a lot due that week. So I want you to make sure that this is a mainstay in your life, this course outline. Most likely it will not change. So whether you put those dates in your phone or whatever. One thing to please notice is all of your initial posts are due by Tuesday, response posts due by Friday. But you'll notice that in Canvas, the due date says always Thursday. This is a big issue. I cannot put 2 due dates in the system, so it's absolutely important that you always remember, even though the due date says Thursday, the initial posts are due by Tuesday. So make sure you look at that. And if you look here, here's your introduction forum, and you'll notice you're always given 6 questions. So you pick one of those 6 questions. But here's the catch. If 6 people have already answered that question, you cannot answer it. So only 6 people can answer each question. So it's really important for you to get in early if you like a question and answer that question early. Okay? So make sure, the first 6 people who pick the question and answer it are the first 6 people, and there is no question saving in this class. So make sure you get in early. If you see a question and you want to answer that, you get in early and answer it. If you're the 7th, 8th, or 9th person to answer a question, you do not receive any points for your initial posts. So please make sure that you make your initial posts. You follow that rule. You might have to get in and read. So this is how the course is set up. The grades tab is here. The syllabus tab is here. You'll have, you'll be able to see that announcements. If I make any announcements in the course, they'll come through there. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You may feel overwhelmed the first couple weeks of this course because we are covering 2 sessions per week, but then we kind of go on a little bit of a roller coaster ride downhill towards the end of the semester. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I hope this video just helped walk you through the course a little bit, kind of those first day jitters. And remember, as always, again, please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you, and I look forward to beginning this journey with you.